Yes, my name is Bakare Mubarak, the tallest model in Sub-Saharan Africa and the co-founder Expedition 54 Limited. Oh, well, I have quite a lot in the past, I've heard too many names in my life, tallest, Dogo, Gologo, different things, several different names. Well, I think I like Mubi. People call me Mubi a couple times, and I like tallest. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, Mubby. Well, I cook really good, and I am pretty funny as well. I look too serious on the outside, but I am pretty funny. I could be funny. Well, it was a bittersweet experience, roller coaster of emotions. I went to a boarding school, resume school when I was, that was in my senior secondary school precisely was the most interesting. I met so many people. It was a boarding school, like I said, met so many different people from, several countries, several states and the like, several tribes, and it was very interesting for me. I was a very high-spirited young man. I had a nickname then. They called me Chola. It was a catchphrase I used to use at that time. When I'm pretty glad having conversations in the hostel around the dormitory. Then, of course, the bullying part as well. I never forget that one. And there's this particular. There was a day back in the days, right? A senior literally came to wake me in the midnight. Told me to take my bed. I think he lost his bed or whatnot, or someone stole his bed. His mattress, I beg your pardon, and then he told me to take my mattress and follow him in the night. I followed him, then I had to lay the bed for him to sleep. You can imagine that I don't suffer. I had to lay the bed for him to sleep, and he marched me out of the hostel. So I had to go sleep on my bunk. So many experiences like that. Another very interesting experience that made me really, really popular than I was in school then was a film called The ZR7. That was the first ever film I took a role in, and I was casted, randomly. And that literally unboxed the part of me that I did not even know existed, which was the ability to actually act, because I did it so well at the time. I was just about 15 years of age. At the time, and it was wonderful. Literally, it was my debut movie, right? And then the film had a nomination at the AMA Awards, African Movie Academy Awards at the time. Yeah, so it was a fantastic project, right? Well, in honesty, I think my height is one of the most interesting things, one of the greatest feelings in the world. You know how it is when you are, well, you wouldn't know anyways, but I tell you, it's a great feeling when you're one person out of 5,000 persons that that happens to be unique. So I see it from that point of view, I see it from that standpoint of being unique, and I think it's a fantastic natural endowment. It's pretty rare as well, It's a great feeling. It is a great feeling, trust me.
You insulted me.
Well, I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. I was just being objective, Oh, really? A couple things, The first thing is I have to take safety precautions. Anywhere I'm going, I have to be sure there is no there's no ceiling fan. I need to be sure of the door. Is the door too short or too, well, I have to take safety precautions, condescend. And in the aircraft, I can't sit anywhere else except the exit cabin or business class cabin. Nowhere else. I'm not even making this up, but I can't sit anywhere else. My legs are too long, They're twice as long as yours. So in a nutshell, what else? So I could remember there was a time in 2012, I went into a room and I was trying to I think I was trying to pull off my shirt and there was a ceiling fan. I didn't realize. It wasn't a good experience, trust me. It wasn't a good experience. So yeah, those are a few things, Yeah, and in the vehicle as well, if you're tall as well, you might not be able to see behind me in a vehicle because I'll pull my chair all the way down, backwards. So yeah, I think a couple of them, and I think To be honest, dealing with these things are pretty interesting, you know, bearing in mind that you're just a unique being. Never, ever have I. You know, it's so funny, I wish I could grow like an inch or two taller, you know, a couple inches taller, you know, right. So I think to an extent it's hereditary, you know, the family thing like you mentioned, because there's really no short person in the family, but I happen to be the tallest, you know, towering over everybody in the house. Yeah. Oh, well, I started off as a model while I was, you know, while I was still in school. Took a role in a movie when I was just 15 in the secondary school, my senior secondary school at the time. Then afterwards, I dabbled into modeling in my university, you know, whilst I was doing my degree program, basically. So, yeah, that's it. Of course it does to an extent, but of course I do quite a number of other things as well. You know, I run a brand. I just co-founded a company about a little over a year ago as well, and yeah, I do quite a number of other things as well, apart from modeling. Well, I'm a very free-spirited person, and I believe in experience, and I believe in exploring. I believe in living rather than surviving. So there are quite a number of you know, intrinsic talent that I am yet to unbox. You know, you should stay tuned. Oh well, well, I'm a saint, so I don't want you to lure me into not being a saint. But then, well, you might want to like confirm for yourself and see, you know. Okay, so that's very confidential, but I'll put it public a little bit for the sake of this, you know. Well, I've not been in a relationship since my third year in school, actually, yeah. Well, I'm taking my time. I am, yeah, I'm taking my time. I think that's the ultimate, trying to be focused, and heaven is the goal. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. But then my girlfriend at the time asked me out. You know, she would probably be listening, so she can bear me witness. Well, it was great, in honesty. It was great. Yeah. Most embarrassing. Okay, so when people say embarrassing, we put this into perspective, right? It doesn't necessarily mean a moment you were disgraced. When it just means when you were a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, there's been quite a number, to be honest. Like, I can't even remember all. But then I could remember there was a time like that I was working on the street, and there was this guy right in front of me that was yelling for literally about a minute or 30 seconds because he was so dumbfounded. He said he has never, ever in his life seen someone this tall. And I could remember there was a time as well, you know, at the GT Fashion Weekend, I was right in front of the hall where the master classes were going on. I was having a conversation with a friend, you know, whole-time friend I met there. And then a lady came out from the room and she was shouting, yelling and touching me all over my body and asking me if I was real. You could imagine that, man. She was like, oh my God, are you real? I said, yeah, I'm real, man. So I've gotten quite a number, but I'm just 6'9". Wow. Well, I think this I'm about to say doesn't necessarily have to do with being tall holistically. I think it has to do with me as a person, my energy as well, my vibration as a person as well, as an individual, right? Because I have been with friends who are taller, a couple friends, you know, at least the tallest man in Nigeria happens to be a friend. He's like about 6 inches taller than myself, but there is always this aura around me, you know, that makes me very magnetic. And I think I'm one of the greatest extroverts I know as well in the world. So I tend to, I love the human race. I love people, literally. I love to connect with people. And I believe that I have a philosophy that, you know, the most resourceful capital is the human capital, literally, and as well, the most advanced technology that would be is the human mechanism. So that's the more reason why I feel drawn to humans, and so by so doing, I tend to be magnetic, and that brings a lot of good towards me, and I'm a nice person as well. I'm a nice guy. Not in that manner, but I'm a great guy. Oh, well, like I said, I need to be sure the door is great, at least a little bit above the regular door, or about the regular door, actually. Anything short of that, I still need to condescend anyways, even with the regular ones, like I did when I was coming into the studio. But then, yeah, that's something, and I wouldn't want to be doing some brand promotions right here. You might not be comfortable with that, but a brand actually gave me a bed, a custom-made mattress, literally. Yeah. Oh, well, there are quite a number of very great fashion designers, to be honest, and I would not even want to be, I don't want to play a favoritism game, because there are quite a lot of them, fantastic designers, highly creative, super duper creative, and one of them I'm wearing, and of course, very interesting. So I wouldn't want to just mention one, because there's really a lot of things going on in my head as well as regards that. So I can't even pick one, but they are really great designers. I could mention a few if you permit me. There's Superior Thread, there's Dr. Legend, there is TAS Apparel. There's quite a number of them, right? Quite a number of them. Not necessarily, because you see, when you're on the runway, you were talking about the runway, right? The catwalks, yeah. When you're on the runway, one way or the other, there has to be a designer that is showcasing. So you're showcasing a piece from a designer. So you have to wear a piece from that designer's collection, as it were. You have to just wear, literally, you were paid to work on the runway, so you walk your ass on the runway. That's it. All by myself. The weirdest thing, well, laugh hard, when I remember something pretty interesting. But then, okay, I know what you're trying to say, but then I would not allow you lure me into that again. Of course, I am a patriotic Nigerian, a patriotic citizen. If you understand the history of your nation or your heritage, you would understand that would literally automatically bring about patriotism. Africa is the cradle of humanity, like I always say, proven. If only you do as much research as you could, to get unmistakable facts, actually, not all the adulterated medias, So in a nutshell, I'm a patriotic Nigerian. I am a young African avant-garde who is very, very enthusiastic to see a great Nigeria that we all yearn. And we're going to be here to see to the end. We are doing our part, we're doing our bit. I am not an average Nigerian or African that would literally run away from his or her problem, I would literally find solution rather than run away. Thank you very much. I'll change the mindset of people. I'll literally, if I was given that superpower, I'll just liberate everybody, to be honest. If people have true, genuine liberation, I'll say this, it might not really come out so nice, but then in all honesty, we are slaves of our minds. We are just a prisoner of our minds. So I think we just need liberation, not from any shackles or external shackles, as it were. It's the 21st century. We just need to be liberated. Our eyes need to be open. We need to be disillusioned to see the things as they are, at least. I think that's going to go a long way. That's a very profound question. Very profound. Very profound. Well, I'll just keep. Wow. If I could live forever. I am just going to, fervently and consistently seek knowledge, seek knowledge as the world evolve, as the world advance. The advancement there was 20 years ago is not the same advancement there is right now. So I'll keep building myself. I keep living the best life I could live. I'll keep liberating people around me. I'll keep, of course, pretty much if I would live 200-300 years, I must have gotten so much networks, to do so many things, to effect some changes at the core, So the world is more like a Hunger game. There's a pyramid, I'd have literally been at the top of the pinnacle, so I could make some great changes to humanity, and let's stop having messed up generations, liberate people, let people see things the right way. Let people understand that there's such thing as the narrative, and there are people who are constantly shaping the narrative, making people, we just all wake up and think dressing like this is the ideal thing, is the norm. We woke up knowing that a lady should wear a skirt and a guy should wear trousers. We woke up and everybody's saying, oh, they love tall guys, One day, I believe we could just wake up and they'll say it's a short guy or midget that they want again. So the world is just, it's just a mirage, to be honest. I think nothing is real, nothing is true. It's just the mindset, literally. Quite a number of memorable experiences, but I can't really figure out one as such. Wow. It's quite a number. It's difficult. But then I could remember there was a time I contested in a pageantry in Kwara State, Mr. and Miss Kwara International 2015. 2016, because it's usually a year reign. I represented my mom's local government and I did them proud. I emerged the winner. And the day at that point, that it was a very critical point when my name was announced. So I think it was pretty memorable. Yes, my name is Bakare Mubarak, tallest model in Sub-Saharan Africa and the co-founder Expedition 54 Limited.